Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ma'am. Here's our 3D model for plasma membrane, and we're discussing the parts and the functions of the plasma membrane. So, what is plasma membrane? The plasma membrane, also known as the cell membrane, is a thin, flexible barrier that surrounds the cell, separating its internal environment from external environment. It composed primarily of phospholipid bilayer with embedded proteins, cholesterol, and carbohydrates. So as I said, it is composed primarily of phospholipid bilayer. So this is the phospholipid bilayer. By the name itself, it means two layers. So the first layer is facing downward, while the second layer was facing upward. What is phospholipid bilayer? It is the foundational structure made of two layers of phospholipids. The phospholipid bilayers helps to maintain the integrity and fluidity of the cell membrane. The phospholipid bilayer preventing the loss of essential molecules and the entry of harmful substances. Also, the bilayer provides a flexible and dynamic structure that allows the membrane to change movements in step. So moving on to the phospholipids right here. This is the head, this is the tail. So phospholipids are individual molecules with hydrophilic head, and also named as polar head. And this is the tail, hydrophobic tail rather, or non-polar tails. The hydrophilic head is drawn to water due to its polarity, making it water-loving. We can call it also hydrophilia or love of water. And then the tail is the hydrophobic tail dislike water and do not interact well with it. So it is named hydrophobic or hydrophobia, meaning it has fear on water. So as I said, it dislike water and do not interact well with it.
Okay, so let's now talk about protein channels or ion channels. Protein channel are a type of membrane protein that forms channels or pores in the cell membrane, allowing the selective passage of specific molecules or ion across the membrane. Protein channels are typically composed of a single polypeptide chain that folds to form a narrow water-filled channel or pore in the cell membrane. The channel can be open or closed depending on the conformation of the protein and the presence of specific ligands or ions. So now let's move on into integral proteins. Integral protein or also known as intrinsic proteins are a type of membrane protein that is permanently attached to the cell membrane. Integral proteins span the entire width of the cell membrane with their amino acid side chains protruding on both the extracellular or intracellular surfaces of the membrane. They are embedded within the hydrophobic or what we call water repelling core of the lipid bilayer that makes up the cell membrane. Integral proteins can also function as anchors, attaching the cell to the extracellular matrix or other cells.
This is the peripheral protein. It's a type of protein that is attached to the surface of the cell membrane rather than being embedded within the membrane itself. They play crucial roles in many biological processes such as cell communication, immune response, and the formation of tissues and organs.
Semi-integral proteins. So what is semi-integral proteins? Let's find out. It is a type of membrane protein that is partially embedded in the phospholipid bilayer of the plasma membrane. It has various functions such as channeling or transporting molecules across the membrane, acting as receptors or enzymes. Semi-integral proteins can also participate in signal transduction, cell-to-cell recognition, and the transport of molecules across the membrane. Glycoproteins. So what is glycoprotein? It is a protein with carbohydrate group attached which plays a role in cell recognition. Glycoproteins consist of protein backbone with attached carbohydrate molecules. They are vital for biological processes like cell-to-cell recognition, signaling, and adhesion. They are also essential in various biological processes, making them important for human health and disease. Glycoproteins are found on the surface of many viruses, aid in the virus attachment and entry into host cells.
Glycolipid are type of molecule that is composed of a lipid or fat and a carbohydrate. They are similar to glycoproteins, which are composed of a protein and a carbohydrate. Glycolipids play important roles in cell recognition and signaling. They are involved in the formation of the cell membrane and the regulation of cell interactions.
Cholesterol is a type of lipid molecules that is essential component of animal cells membrane. It is important for maintaining the integrity and fluidity of the membrane. And it is also precursor for synthesis of various important biomolecules. While high levels of cholesterol can be harmful, it is also essential for the body, and it is also important to maintain a balance between dietary and endogenous cholesterol levels. Like mura siya og tambok na ay substance na makita sa tanang mga cells sa imong lawas. Tapos ang imong lawas nagkinahanglan og pipila ka cholesterol aron makahimo og mga hormones, vitamin D o mga substance pa nga makatabang o pahili sa mga pagkaon.
Cytoskeletal filament is the dynamic network of interlinking filaments and tubules that extend throughout the cytoplasm of eukaryotic cells. It is a crucial component of the cell's internal structure and plays several important roles. The cytoskeleton provides structural support and shape to the cell, helping to maintain the cell integrity and organization. It plays a crucial role in cell division, allowing the separation of chromosomes and the formation of the mitotic spindle. The cytoskeleton is involved in the movement and transport of organelles and vesicles within the cell. It also plays a role in cell adhesion and the formation of cell junctions.
Carbohydrates are a class of organic compounds that are made up of carbon and oxygen atoms. Carbohydrates are a class of organic compounds that are made up of carbon and oxygen atoms.
Globular protein. Globular protein appears as a type of protein that could be either integral or peripheral, as they often have complex, rounded structures.
The alpha helix protein is a common structural motif na makita sa proteins. And the alpha helix protein is a right-handed coil or